guys, Jujubear here, welcome back to the channel. Today we got a pretty special treat. I've got Seraphim and we're going to be doing a co-commentary on the FIB tournament, which is a faction inheritance battle tournament. Enjoy. So Horatius has built a pretty nice Roman build here. He's got a Vigile up the front just as a meat shield. Looks like he's got a couple of these Hastati up the front as well. He's got 4. 2 Balearic Slingers. Lots of Evocati cohort. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Soki Equites out in the flanks. A couple of auxiliary Syrian archers. A general and bodyguard. A Soki Equites extraordinary. Auxiliary Numidian cavalry. And a Velite. Interestingly enough, these guys are all hidden from view of SH GRIL. So she cannot see anything at the moment, save for maybe a couple of units on the left flank of Horatius' build. But yeah, that pretty much wraps it up. Do you want to cover the Seleucid build?
Yeah, sure. Bill brings a great Seleucid build here. We've got up front, we've got a Thorax Pikeman, 2, 3, 4, 5 Thorax Pikemen making up the front line. We've got Persian Light Archer, 2 Persian Light Archers, a 3rd Persian Light Archer on the left flank, a median cav, 2 median calves, and these Scythe Chariots. Something to definitely watch in this game, no doubt. On the right flank, we've got a Hillman, 2 Hillmen, and what looks to be 2 median cav. So whenever we're ready to go here.
Okay, cool. I count down. Maybe 3, 2, 1.
Sure.
3, 2, 1, go. So it just occurred to me that the Seleucid army is probably hidden from view of Horatius, because Horatius would have sent you the build.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Actually, I can see a couple of units coming into view now. Can you see them?
Yes, I just caught the horse skirmishers coming out here along Horatius's right flank. What do you think the purpose of those are?
Probably to soak up some javelins, I reckon. I mean, these guys are fairly cheap. If they can get some nice javelin tosses into some of the fairly expensive Roman infantry, that could be quite a useful unit. I mean, it could even be mopping up skirmishers out the back of the field at the rest of the game. But it looks like she's being really aggressive with this unit at the moment.
Wow.
Took a valid javelin volley from that unit. Do you reckon that's cost effective?
No doubt. Not at all. I think she got way too close, and all she did was get a couple hits on the Hastati. She got 4 kills on that Hastati, and now seems to be hitting on the Vigiles. But I've noticed she hasn't moved her front line up, or is very, very slowly. Why do you think? Do you think she's taking her time at it for any particular reason?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like she probably has some kind of advantage with. I think she's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Persian Light Archers, so she's probably not in any rush to get too close. Might be waiting on Rome to get a little bit closer. Yeah. Do you reckon Horatius has got any like proper advantages over GRIL's build?
Well, the Evocati cohort go a long way, but up against these Thorax Pikes and Blade Balance with 150 men, it's probably not likely going to be a frontal assault, and I'm curious to see what they do. Can you see this GRIL taking these horse archers right out in front of these Hastati again?
Oh man, that's ballsy right there. They're like taking a lot of shots out of a lot of very expensive units, and she seems to be drawing a lot of fire from a lot of different units at this point.
I wonder if you think the same, that was the entire point of them, was to waste the javelin volley, because in Blade Balance, they're limited, I think, to 1 javelin volley, so they've basically all just spent their javelin volleys on that one horse unit.
Absolutely. See, I'm stuck kind of thinking back in vanilla days, but that's a really interesting thought, actually, getting rid of those javelin volleys, because that's going to be a real danger to those Thorax Pikemen.
Yes, not to mention the Scythe Chariots, right? The only way to take the Scythe Chariots out is going to be with those jab volleys, and without those, she's essentially opened up the game.
That's a good point. Yeah.
What do you think about these Persian Light Archers? Think they're going to be able to handle the Balearic Slingers here?
See, I was just thinking that. I was having a look at the range on some of these units because we were saying in the last battle we did together that the range on some of these archers is pretty amazing. And it looks like they're going to be able to match those auxiliary Syrian archers for range toe to toe. But these Balearic slingers, they're actually going to outrange those units, seeing as they've only got 150 range. Do you reckon that'll play a big part in the rest of the match, or?
I think from Gril's point of view, taking out the skirmishers is going to be really, really important because it all rests upon using those scythe chariots. I mean, she essentially has no infantry to push back against the Evocati. I mean, what do you think about using pikes offensively in these matters? I haven't seen it done very well myself.
Yeah, see, I don't actually play a lot of Blade Balance 2.0, I'll be first to admit, but I'm guessing though in Blade Balance 2.0 at least, I've seen Wolf do a lot of very like interesting pike play, and you can get aggressive, especially with the backup of like Hillman and that kind of thing. They can toss a javelin here or there, or get into the backs of fleeing units, that kind of thing. So I mean, it could be some kind of like legitimate strategy with those kind of units. But Thorax Pikemen seem to be quite an expensive unit to bring to a battle like this. Do you reckon it's going to pay off? I don't know.
Yeah, that's yet to be seen, really. I'm watching this skirmish engagement. I'm watching these auxiliary Balearics out on the right side, right flank of Grill, and she is taking out the Persian light archers like they're nothing. Horatius. So I'm wondering, who do you think has the skirmish advantage at this point?
It's pretty close, isn't it? I mean, these archers aren't really going to have a miss a block chance, so I'm guessing they're probably going to want to hold on to their ammo, if anything. I mean, firing into a Balearic sling is good and all, but I mean, going up against an archer, they're going to be able to soak up a lot of fire. And I mean, they can return just as good as a lot of those archers can as well. Missile damage is 29. And we've got about, what is it, 35 from the Persian light archers, so a little bit more offensive power, but that's the thing, we've already got one that's wavering, and she's losing a couple over on the right flank as well, so do you reckon this is going to play out very well for her?
I reckon that if Horatius is able to hold on to the skirmishers, then he might be able to gain an advantage when it comes to the scythe chariots, and I see Grill moving the scythe chariots around kind of in an unsure way, like she doesn't know which way she quite wants to go. And then in reserve, Horatius has auxiliary Syrian archers still left, as well as this Sukiai Ekutai Extraordinari, which is a heavy cav, and that could tie down the chariots as well.
Yeah, definitely. I remember back in Rome 2, like when it first was released, that was one of the only ways you could stop a chariot, was with some, very heavy shock cav, something heavy to hold it down while the other units throw javelins at it. But I mean, do you reckon you can see any other defensive capabilities against this kind of scythe chariot attack?
Other than the extremely well-armed Evocati cohort and the Hastati, Grill has really done a really excellent job at wasting the javelin throws.
Yeah, I was really impressed by that, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, as am I. And out here we can see the Silver Shield Pikeman. She gets her general right into it with the Evocati cohort. How do you expect that to go? Because I know that the Silver Shield Pikemen and Pikemen in general just haven't been they just don't work very well.
It's a lot of money to spend on a very iffy unit, but I mean, Horatius is damned if he does, damned if he doesn't. If he pulls away like this, he's going to take losses from pulling away from a Hillman, and they can kind of just run after them and stab him in the back. Nice little back massage with the axe there. But yeah, I can't really see it going so well out on this left flank of Grill. It looks like she's got these scythe chariots coming in for the kill. I can't really see too much in the way of defense here, because Horatius has lost a Balearic slinger already, and starting to lose some infantry also. What do you think?
Well, you know, I see Horatius's auxiliary Numidian cavalry, and I can see that might give her fits if they can land some javelin throws on the scythe chariots. Then they might be able to cause some damage there. But she seems to be getting very aggressive with these pikes. What do you think about her chances as far as bringing offensive pikes towards Horatius's Rome build at this point?
It is interesting. Whenever I think of pikes, I don't really think of offensive power, but I mean, she's going for it. She is definitely putting some hurt down on these Evocati cohort and Hastati. She's doing a really good job managing to finish off a couple of units back here. But I can see, man, Horatius has done a great job. Bit of miss micro from GRIL here, just leaving her scythe chariots undefended by these Numidian cav who've managed to get a nice jab toss off. And we got fire coming in from the Syrian archers as well, so probably not going to do too well for her.
Yeah, down. I agree. Down 2 on that scythe chariot already, but out on the wing here, the Ekati cohorts have just crumbled to the Silver Shield pikemen. So she was able to pull that off, but again, like you said, at the loss of 2 of those chariots, that's unfortunate.
That it almost seems like a bit of a tactic as well of just bringing chariots to a battle, because you know that your opponent's going to be watching them like a hawk the entire time, trying to focus on those units and keep them covered. And meanwhile, you know, you can exploit different opportunities elsewhere.
I definitely agree. Do you see the general bodyguard and the median cavalry getting mixed up out here?
Yeah, probably not going to do too well for the Dean Cav. It's going to be surrounded. Oh, and the chariot's coming in though, taking a lot of fire from those Syrian archers though. It doesn't look like GRIL has had a chance to kind of silence them just yet, because she doesn't have the cavalry to get around there. How do you think this is going to pan out? A little bit too early, maybe?
Just a little bit too early. There are too many skirmishers left. I think she should probably engage her skirmishers early. Yeah, they're starting to waver here. But they are doing incredible amounts of damage. And the way that she's used her pike so far, it leads me to believe that she might be able to actually pull this off with just the pikes alone.
Absolutely, yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like she could get the job done with the pikes alone, but like I said before, those chariots, man, they have been an absolute nuisance, just kind of in the back of Horatius's mind for the most of this battle. It looks like she's going to be able to bring them back into the fight, maybe with 3 men left. We'll see if they come back in, but the general back here, Silver Shield pikeman, pulling out of Vigile, got a lot of kills, up to 121. Do you reckon that could rise at any point?
Yeah, I definitely think so. This Vigile is not going to hold up to this Median cavalry, and with her general out here, GRIL's general does seem very susceptible to the Elites and such, but I figure they got to be running low on ammo at this point. What do you think?
Yeah, it's always so hard to know. Well, it's impossible to know, I suppose. I always find myself talking about that in late game. Just be like, do they have ammo? Do they not? Do they have the daggers out? But it doesn't look like they do at this point. But yeah, GRIL's doing a really great job with her Median Cav, getting into a lot of skirmishes, getting into very tight spots, and taking out very important units for Horatius. You can see these Soci Equites Extraordinari out the back. Haven't seen too much of them. How do you reckon they'll be used for the rest of the battle?
Well, it looks like they just got a charge into the Median cavalry, and they didn't lose a single man on the charge, and they knocked that Median cavalry down almost 20 men. So I got to figure that with that mobility, they could be extraordinarily dangerous. This chariot, this single lone chariot.
Dude.
I love it. Just wreaking havoc wherever it can.
Oh, I totally missed it.
Looks like it's a...
How many kills? 120, 84 there.
Oh, wow. What a great game. What a great game.
I was just mentioning to you before that I only just realized this the other day, but chariots can actually kill units as they're fleeing from the battlefield. I noticed that the other day when I killed off a chariot.
Right. That's right.
And it was fleeing the battlefield, and I just happened to run straight through one of my units and destroy it and take it out of the fight. It was pretty incredible.
Really?
To see that.
So it causes friendly fire too.
Yeah, oh, it must, I think. But it takes out, enemy units, that's for sure.
Oh, that's great. Looks like the auxiliary Syrian archers are being sent in here. Oh, what a great charge she brings in against the Syrians with the Medians. It looks like this is a charge and counter charge. How do you think that's going to work out with their general spread so thin?
Yeah, I mean, this is another example of, just supporting with pikes. She's going to push them in nice and deep, get into those auxiliary Syrian archers, but you can see this general bodyguard coming in the back. It's going to be warded off by the Median cav of grills. She's done a great job of defending her flank and defending her rear. And it looks like these Numidian cav are going to come in and get into the fight. I don't know, how do you feel about generals in a Roman build? Are they really that important?
Not at all. In my, just because of the discipline trait, they're really just kind of throwaway to me. It looks like they just used presence of the loyalty of the 10th and presence just to make sure they wouldn't crack, which might be very useful against this Median cavalry. But yeah, generally I only use the Roman general or the legatus in an effort to plug up a gap, really.
Yeah, just a bit of a speed bump, hey?
Exactly. Horatius, GRIL seems to have quite a few archers left. Do you figure they have any chance here of taking on the Evocati cohort out here on the right flank?
Yeah, they really could make their presence felt in the late game. They are starting to get, orange morale at this point. I don't know why that is. I don't know if the general has not died yet. It doesn't look like. So it may just be a case of trying to keep them alive for late game and get some shots into the back of these Romans. Do you think they'll be able to have much of an impact in the late game? I don't know.
I think we'll see. Horatius still has the Sakyai Equitae Extraordinari left, and that's going to be an issue for GRIL because it looks like he's lining up for charges as it is now. And if he can't get those charges, he'll go straight for those Persian light archers. And that is exactly what he's doing. And if he takes away the skirmishing power, then I think that GRIL will simply just get outmaneuvered. But she surprised me more than once before. She can play an amazing game.
And it looks like the mobility of GRIL has all been thrown away. I mean, there's one Median cav that's being taken out by the general and bodyguard, and she's quickly kind of missing out on opportunities to get her archers back in the game. Looks like she's about to lose a couple more as well. What do you think of that?
Wow, that is, I think that is devastating. I think her micro, I think that the pikes require so much micro that maneuvering all the other pieces is fairly hard. And Horatius's goal here seems pretty simple, to take on the rest of the skirmishers and make sure that there isn't much left for late game. She has one out here on the left flank. Do you think she could form a defensive formation? I mean, I in the rules, I stipulated that they couldn't close off like pike box, but I said that they could form pike formations. And with so few men left, do you think it'd be possible?
Yeah, she has convincingly won that other flank, but it looks like Horatius is wrapping up this flank with the help of his Equites Extraordinari. I mean, it just seems to be a thing. It kind of varies from player to player, I find. Sometimes players will be like, nah, I'm not going to box up, I'm going to try and leave a gap, that kind of thing. But as he said, in the rules, if you leave one side of the box open, it's entirely within the rules, so it's anyone's guess as to what's going to happen now.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Baleric's being taken out of the fight now.
They're trying to. Looks like the Persian light archers are gonna waver as well. Horatius brings this Sakyai Extraordinary into the rear of these thorax. But you ever notice that when you do this, sometimes when you withdraw the cavalry, it ends up getting killed on the sides of pikes.
Yeah, sometimes they can form really derpy formations, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Just, yeah, extremely unpredictable. But I mean, blade balance, it seems like it's done something to try and make it a little bit more predictable, and it just helps players out to kind of get get a better formation happening and not have that kind of derpy thing happening so much more often. But you can see his Silver Shield's pikeman coming around the flank here. Do you reckon Gril's got a good chance in the end game here?
You know, I'm tempted to say that she does actually, and I find this very interesting. She's using the median cavalry to position the Evocati cohort, and she's pushing the pikes in. And I wonder, do you think that type of strategy might be able to work? Because it seems like she's closing in. Yeah,
she's got the meat grinder set up, and it looks like she's getting those Thorax pikemen, just closing the jaws down on these Evocati cohort, down to 38 men. They have got a lot of kills, but it looks like they're going to be taken out of this fight, at least the one fighting up against the Median Cav. But look at this, the Seleucid general being taken out of the fight after 350 kills. Oh my god. How close is this, man?
Oh, what a great game. What a great game.
Did you see this coming at halfway through the match?
No, not at all. I would have never expected this. I would have thought that the Roman build would have been more than mobile enough to move around Gril's threat, even the chariot. Oh, looks like the Romans are routing now at this point.
Wow. Oh, wow. 2 men left. That was amazing. Oh, sorry, 2 units left. That was incredible.
Unbelievable. You want to go over the Horatius's units there?
Yeah, absolutely. Holy crap. So General and Bodyguard just being a bit of a speed bump, got 8 kills, not too bad. Interesting use of the Numidian Cav there. I'm surprised they didn't get an XP Chevron, seeing as they killed off a couple of those Scythe chariots. So probably a fairly useful unit in at least doing a bit of hit point damage on those chariots there. Soki Equites, just kind of defending skirmishes where they could. Equites Extraordinari seemed to be more of an anti-cav, anti-skirmishy unit for Horatius there. Balearic Sling is doing a pretty excellent job at soaking up a lot of enemy fire with their missile block chance, and even though they had the inferior range, they did pretty well to hold up to those Persian light archers. In the end, those auxiliary Syrian archers spelt the end for the for those Scythe chariots, so doing a pretty great job. Good investment there. Evocati cohort, of course, getting a lot of kills. We'd expect that, wouldn't we, Seraphim?
We definitely would.
And Hastati doing a pretty good job. At least, I mean, normally you would kind of bring this unit to use up their javelins on enemy units. It didn't really seem like they got that proper opportunity, given that the horse skirmishers came through and took that away from them.
Yeah, and what a great strategy that was. Sorry, what you were saying?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I'm still really impressed by that kind of forward thinking. That is incredible. Anyway, do you want to go over the Seleucid build there?
Sure. So we seem to have about 361 kills on the Silver Shield Pikeman for GRIL. That is unbelievable. She was using, I think it was some of the hillmen to pin, and then using the pikes to move in behind. And if the unit retreated, I think it was an Evocati retreated. One of these Evocati only got 11 kills. I think it may have been that one. Then the Silver Shield really just cleaned up. The horse skirmisher, as we discussed, doing an amazing job in that it literally acted as the javelin bait for all of them. So let this be a lesson to all players involved in Blade Balance. Turn off auto fire at will. Turn it off. Just turn it off.
Oh, man.
Because once this goes up, everyone is going to be doing this.
Yeah.
All right. 203 kills for the median cavalry, 87, 13, 203 is quite impressive, 42, only 184 kills for the Scythe chariots, and I don't know that they were used against real great targets, but they weren't given the opportunity like you mentioned, Juju, because of the auxiliary Syrians. The Persians getting 63, 21, 44, 5, 15. Just about what you'd expect. They have the distance, but apparently not the killing power. The hillmen with 15, 79, 44, not terribly great, but great at what they were doing in that they were pinning more expensive units so that the Thorax pikemen could come in behind, and that's where we see 163 kills, 16, 55, 110, 31.
Amazing.
Two Thorax pikemen, yeah, two Thorax pikemen with over 100 kills. I always find incredibly impressive. So I just want to say thank you both to Horatius of the TGR clan and Grill of the SH clan for entering FIB. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah, fantastic battle. It's only in Blade Balance 2.0 that you see that many kills on pikes. It's so close as well, so close at the end there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Anyway, thanks heaps for having me, man. Hopefully we'll be doing a couple more matches from this round with Grill and Horatius.
Yeah, absolutely. I look forward to them. So for the moment, I suppose this is Jujubear and Seraphim signing off. Be well, you guys.